welcome in a new episode of Sailing Learning by Doing. In this episode it's gonna be two parts, one part of Vernon in Switzerland and one part of what's happening on the boat by myself. I hope you're gonna enjoy.
G'day guys, welcome back to another episode, Learning by Doing, sailing, although not sailing right now. I'm in a very different place obviously. Last time you saw me I was with Marie out on the reef, the Great Barrier Reef, showing you the new e-propulsion outboard motor we got given. Hope you enjoyed that one. Anyway, right now I am in a place called Grindelwald in the Bernese Oberland in Switzerland. How amazing is that, eh? I basically just time travelled. I took a ferry to Townsville, a flight to Sydney, got drunk with my cousin, hardly could walk, got a couple hours sleep, flew to Bangkok, had 9 hours there, flew to Zurich, met my brother and his family in the airport, picked up their car and drove up here. Anyway, to this video. I'm now in Grindelwald and I want to show you a little bit of this place because even though I've spent years of my life here and around places like this, it's been 2 years now since I was here and I'm literally seeing it through new eyes. I don't know, I guess you take things for granted, but this place, as I said, I've biked around here, I've hiked around here, I've climbed up these mountains, I've been there, I've spent the night in tents up there, I've snowboarded here not thousands of days, but I've snowboarded here a lot, I've toured here, everything. And I love the place obviously, but this trip is special. I'm really seeing it new again nearly. I mean, it is amazing. I'm here in autumn, the colours are just incredible. Haven't had a cloud in the sky, no wind, it's 23 degrees, it's nearly as warm as it is in Australia. So I've got my brother Fraser's e-bike, trying to get these little spindly sailing legs a bit warmed up because I'm actually here in Switzerland for a job. I'm just here on a pretty quick trip, about 3 weeks altogether. I've got a photo shoot in a place called SUBTECH, way up high, 4,000 metres on the glacier. And I'm spending a couple of days here in Grindelwald to acclimatise. Here I'm at about, 1,500 metres above sea level here. As I said, on the bike, trying to get the lungs and the legs a little bit ready before I go up high. And I'll be spending about a week or 10 days up there, earning some money basically. You know, thanks to all you guys watching these videos and especially patrons and people putting some money through on PayPal, we're able to make a living on Schiehallion. And as you've seen in the last episodes, we've been spending a fair bit getting Schiehallion back up to beautiful condition she deserves to be in, so it's cost a lot of money. So yeah, I got given this opportunity to come here and earn some money and at the same time come back and enjoy this place, and so I jumped on it. Anyway, I want to show you a little bit of Grindelwald. I think in the second half of this video Marie's going to catch you up on what she's doing back on the boat and we'll go from there. Anyway, enjoy.
Even if we are now living a life on a sailboat, more surrounded by islands and beaches than mountains and alpine pastures, Vern and I spend the biggest part of our life in these kinds of landscapes. And we definitely have a special love for the Alps. Landscapes are just stunning. The perspective and depth in landscapes with the different layers of mountains is so beautiful. The only sounds you have around are the bells of sheep and cows who are enjoying the last pieces of green grass before to move down and stay in barns for the cold winter. All the wood chalets seems to try to blend themselves in the background. Human activities are still here, but seems to be more respectful of the nature. The air you are breathing here feels incredibly good. When you get out of the town, everything is so quiet, peaceful. Practicing activities as hiking, skiing, snowboarding or mountain biking, surrounded by these massive mountains, make you feel privileged but also small. As the ocean, Mountains have their rules, and if you are not following them, you can be in danger, because they are the bosses. But if you are a bit alert and smart enough to not taking stupid risk, Alps are definitely a breathtaking playground.
Whew, well, I'm on my way back down again now, guys. Oh, very, very tired. These legs, these lungs, not really used to being at this sort of altitude, and just pushing with the legs on the bike. I mean, you can't compare. I've just been on a boat for 2 years nearly at sea level and haven't really, we've done the odd walk and things, but just pumping, I don't know, 1,000 vertical meters basically up here, about 15 kilometers straight, I guess. But yeah, anyway, now's the fun part. I never like going up, although with this landscape, pretty hard not to like it, but going down is the fun part for me. I'll try and film a bit. It's pretty hard to film by myself going down and not kill myself, you know, trying to hold on to a camera when I'm going downhill, but I'll try and show you guys a little bit. Wasn't planning on making a video on this trip to Europe, to be honest. We try to keep it sailing and everything, but as I said, I've just seen this through new eyes, and I've just tried to film it a bit from what I see. Obviously the camera can never do it justice, but hopefully you'll get a good idea of the beauty in this place. And I might bring you some snippets in the next week's video about my photo shoot up in Saas-Fee, up on the glacier. Before you know it, I'll be reunited with Marie back on Magnetic Island, Schiehallion, and we'll be moving on, heading south. Anyway, over to Marie on this one. She's got something to show you here. We'll see you next week. Boop, boop.
So we are the 2nd of October. Then flight today to Sydney, and I am back on Magnetic Island, back on Schiehallion, and I'm gonna probably use this time by myself to try to put a little bit of order inside Schiehallion, because I would say with the paint and the different visits we had and the sailing, we let a little bit like all this thing on the side because we were quite busy. But as I'm gonna showing you, it's a bit a mess and a bit dirty, so I think I'm gonna do the big cleaning this first week, and it's gonna be probably good for Schiehallion. And I'm showing you, I just started to clean the V-berth. I suppose you know, in a boat, because it's a small space, and because also of difference of temperature, non-insulation, we have sometimes a little bit of humidity who's going on the roof, on the walls, and this is creating a little bit of mold after a while. And as you can see, it's not really clean. But this is quite easy. I'm just using some water and vinegar, and you can really get rid of this. And in general, if it's dry weather, you have to do it once a month, and it's all good. This is how I kept myself busy the first part of the day, to not thinking too much about my feeling of loneliness. Don't get me wrong, I am absolutely able to live by myself, but Vern and I are spending so much time together aboard Schiehallion. that it is always a bit weird when we are getting separate. But after a few days, I'm sure it's gonna be okay. But for now, before continuing to clean, I definitely need cheesy, savory food to feel better, as this quiche broccoli gorgonzola. Sadly, you can't have the smell and probably the taste, but it's smelling crazy good. I'm gonna really enjoy that. I'm sure Vernon's gonna be jealous when you're gonna see that. So as you can see, even if I'm cleaning, it's still super messy in the boat, but it's a good occasion to clean and also to reorganize the things. And also because we have some fights sometimes with Vernon about what should be in every box. Retagging everything and put the right things in. So yeah, it's always a bit complicated when you have a small space, as like Schiehallion is not giant, but anyway, I think it's a bit like living in a tiny house. You really have to optimize every space and knowing where are the things, or it's a bit the mess, because we have another place we are putting the food, but it's more like all the things we are not using often, but the things of every day, I really want to have them under the hand. It's really important to know the place of everything, because when it's inside the pantry, it's not easy to see what is inside each of these yellow boxes. So if I already know what is inside and put the stickers, I know what I can find here, and it's definitely more easy to cook and prepare things. I don't think I changed many things when I came on board, as ordering things in the boat. I let quite as Vernon was doing and just add my stuff in. But one of the main things I changed, it's now one of these boxes is just spices. I think Vernon is not using spices as me, but I am really crazy about spices. Not only for Asian food, but just in general. Like, I'm super okay to have super simple food, but it has to be tasty with spices. So I'm really collecting spices from everywhere, and I want to be able to do a lot of different dishes. For me, the main thing is having the right spices to make it. So yeah, I'm using quite a lot of spice for just that. So now it's around 10 and I was ready to sleep. And I don't know if you can hear, it's starting to rain. I should close all the windows right now, but I already had this few times in the night, and in general it's not even 1 minute. And you close everything, it stops, you're getting super hot and you have to reopen again. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. And I hope I can sleep with the window open. So yeah, that was a good idea to wait because the rain is over and technically it should not rain tonight. I watched the weather forecast. So yeah, it's time to sleep. Good night. It is around 2 o'clock and I already was awake 1,000 times. I don't know if you can hear outside, I guess not, but it's quite windy. And it's the first time it's windy on board. Like when Vernon was here, it was never windy, it was just he left and it's windy. And yeah, I'm just in alert, like every kind of noises of movement. I suppose because I know that I am by myself, I'm just relying on myself to being safe. So I already went outside 2 or 3 times, and yeah, just attach a rope, checking that everything is okay. I hope the rest of the night gonna be a tiny bit more peaceful. And now the rain. That's awesome. So I had to close all the windows, of course. But yeah,
It's not really a super good night. I never had a bad night on Schiehallion, and I realized at one point when you are by yourself, it's really different. Good morning. It's more than 9. I'm never really sleeping late normally, but this first night was definitely not peaceful for me. I think just the feeling of being by myself on the boat like make me more alert. I was really like at each noises or movement just waking up, checking what it was. I went outside probably 6 times off the boat. We are in the marina, it's super safe, but you know, it was just windy and stormy. It rained a little bit, and also I had the surprise then the anchor dropped by itself. I think it's because when Vernon had the little bit of chains for the swivel, we put back the anchor and I pulled it and just locked, I don't remember the name in English, you know, the electric engine was pulling the chain. I just locked it manually and I didn't use the stick in metal to lock it. And so yeah, I think with the movement it just felt like the anchor moved a little bit and just dropped by itself in the marina. No big drama, but this box just here, it's where it is, so just the noise awake me. I was super stressed the time I realized like what was happening. Okay, I'm just in the marina. Oh, but where it dropped, I went outside. I was afraid it dropped maybe on the dinghies a bit on the front, or maybe even on the pontoon or something, but no, it just dropped in the water. Not a big drama, I'm gonna put it again. But yeah, the noise was terrible. So yeah, I realized that really when Vernon is not here, I'm definitely more stressed, but I think it's gonna be better in the other nights.
After this first night, not really restful, things went well. I found different activities to do as beading, continuing the cleaning, and started to enjoy the time by myself. I cooked a lot, even did the dishes. Look at that Vernon! Cause I have to admit that I am almost never doing the dishes on the boat. I am the one who cooks and put the mess, and Vern is doing the dishes. The second thing I have to admit is that I am drinking more alcohol when Vern is not with me. I hope Vern will come back before I am becoming an alcoholic.
And that was my first week aboard Schiehallion by myself. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. As usual, a big thanks to all our patrons who are supporting us. And next week we're gonna see SUBTECH. Vernon gonna show you what he's doing over there. And I'm gonna continue to show some of the things I'm doing on the boat. Especially, I have a mission. Vernon wants that I am sanding the cockpit, so it's gonna be ready to paint when he's coming back. See you next week. Bye bye.